Oh. Oh. Ow. Ah, man, teleporting hurts. But the emergency room can wait because it's time for Book Talk, the only show on the interwebs where I can talk about books. That's not true. All these people are doing it. There's me. Man, that was a long intro. Let's begin. So this is the book I'm doing. Okay. Question numero uno. Where do you usually like to read, and why? I don't really read on my own time, but I do read signs, so I guess in the car. No. If I were to read, I'd probably read in this. Why? Because it's comfy. Question 2. Who else do you know who has read this book? My brother has read it. Yeah, this guy. So a while back, my brother started reading the Hatchet series. So when I needed to get a book for silent reading, I took this book because I had already read Hatchet, and I enjoyed it. Question 3. How does this book make you feel? This book makes me feel like I am the character, and I have to do whatever I can to survive and make it home. Moving on. Question 4. Have you read any other books by this author? And how does this book compare? Well, I have read the first one, which is Hatchet, and they are two different stories, but they're both really good. You have to read the first one to understand the second one, but it's still an enjoyment to read. Question 4. Who would I recommend this book to? I would recommend this book to anyone who likes survival stories or anything that is has a lot of suspense in it. It's not that long of a story, and you could read it in probably a couple days, but... Question 5. Have you read any other books in this genre, and how does this book compare? I have read one other book in this genre, which is Hatchet. This is an adventure book, so it has lots of adventures. So anyone who likes adventures, or Lord of the Rings, or The Hobbit, or movies. And the last one is sort of a question, and it's read a favorite part of the book. Brian opened the door and stood back. There were 3 men, all in dark suits, standing on the front porch. They were large but not fat, well built, with bodies in decent shape. One of them was slightly thinner than the other 2. Brian Robinson? Brian nodded. Yes. The thin man smiled and stepped forward and held out his hand. I'm Derek Holster. These other 2 men are Billy Mannerly and Eric Ballard. Can we come in? So that's just the intro, but it does make sense after you read it, so... Ding! I think it was well written. And that sums it up for this episode of Book Talk. Be sure to tune in later on my YouTube channel. Bye!